at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Hey, thanks for coming there, Raven. Chaitanya. Yeah.
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Chaitanya
Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet.
All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
Purchase your tracks today.
So I'll sing a couple of songs and then we'll chant japa together. This is great mercy to get the protection of this chanting. It's really great. It's really evolved in a wonderful way here. So thanks for coming. We'll sing a little bit now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Purchase your tracks today.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
OGEbeats.com.
So be prepared for ecstasy, transcendence. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, we'll chant a little bit of japa together here. Yeah. So for anybody that's new, it may get ecstatic here. And so this is the another level of Krishna consciousness. We have a little niche with this here. It's it's different than what most people go to when they go to a temple or something. It's very ecstatic. It's in a whole nother level. It's really great. I think Raven, he's been around these kind of Christians that have this kind of ecstasy, and it's very similar. It's actually the same kind of thing. So we're So we're sharing on that level, but it's really nice. And I think if you stick around long enough, Raven, you might appreciate what's going on here, because this is the ecstatic mood that a lot of these Christians have. Well, not a lot, but some of them have. And it's without the Jesus is the only way thing, that kind of thing. It's a little bit more broad-minded, maybe a lot, and because the scriptures of the Vedas are very broad-minded. They teach in a very deep way. So, and the Christians mostly just have the Bible. You know, it's been chopped up quite a bit by the editors. And these books that come from the Vedas and also this mantra of chanting, it's very deep and it's pretty clear. I mean, it's really clear. It's really nice, and if it's preached nicely in a broad-minded way, because of deep realizations and ecstasy, it's really great. So anyway, that's what we're doing here, and so this is a little japa here, and then we'll probably talk a little bit about what's behind everything. You know, what's how does everything really work, and why is it working like it is? It's you know, really confidential, deep secrets. We talk about these things too. Okay. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari, Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari, Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari, Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. If anybody wants to come up, you can come up live too. I put the link in the description there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. 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 Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So I hope everybody's chanting too. So everybody should be chanting, or could be if you want, or you can listen. It's up to you. Whatever feels right. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Yeah, and just for some people say you should chant like this or like this. At this level, you can follow your heart on this stuff. You can chant either one name or a whole mantra sometimes, whatever you're called to do, you know. And that's just, there's no hard and fast rules. I'm here to teach the Chaitanya Lila understanding, not for beginners. Great, good, thank you. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna. Yeah, if you want to chant the full mantra, you know, and exactly the way it's supposed to be done, then there's a lot of groups where they do that. You know, it's very strict and all of that. Here, there's it's the next stage. And you know, just follow your heart. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit. I don't know, for some reason. Let's read. Okay, so I'm going to read from a book called Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is database, Canto 1. Canto 1 here. Questions by the sages. Yeah. This is a really nice chapter, Questions by the Sages. It's everything, you know, this book is really deep and very powerful. Even the titles have very deep meaning, like this questions by the sages. Let's see here. We can just shut that off. Yeah, even the title is significant because there's a point where people start to question in our evolution. At some point, if you're fortunate, you start questioning things because not everything is as it seems, and this is one of the good things actually about what's happening now. I mean, actually, it's kind of like, you know, the elites say, don't let like the New World Order guys, we don't like to make a good crisis, to go to waste. So they implement their plans, but the thing is, they're the ones creating the crisis. They think anyway. There's a whole deeper level going on here about that. Yeah, Karuna, I'm just going to have to take you off because it's just going on, off, and it's disturbing the class. So I'm going to keep you off here. Because you can't hold the connection. All right, so I got to take you off here. How do I do that? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'll just stay here alone. Let me refresh this. Okay. All right. Yeah. So and if you study these books like the Srimad Bhagavatam, it's very amazing. It's very interesting because it shows you that evolution, our evolution, human evolution, uh, it deepens during these times when there's big conflict, like a world conflict, uh, and like a very significant time. So the Vedas and the Bible also predict this time. The Vedas call it Kali Yuga, and the Bible says there's a time when there's going to be great deception put upon the world. And it's true. I mean, anybody that's a little awake, you don't have to be religious, just some kind of spiritual understanding. You could see um, there's a very strong deception upon the masses, actually. And it's put upon by people that are not really trying to do them well. So, and if you're being protected by your awakened spiritual consciousness, you'll start to see that. You don't even have to be necessarily deeply spiritually conscious. You just have to see a little bit higher than what's going on here. And this is all explained in these beautiful books, the Vedas, starting with Bhagavad Gita, talks about the three modes of nature, which is a very amazing topic because it talks about there are people, all of our consciousness from in heaven, earth, and hell. is covered by various material modes of nature called ignorance and passion and goodness. See, this is the idea of good and evil, this fight between good and evil, which you see in the movies. They always have movies about the good versus evil and all of that stuff. But it gets all mixed up because often the evil in this world imitates the good. See, so and it's very snaky, it's very tricky, and so very deceptive. And we're living in one of these times where evil is trying to be disguised. Well, it's actually been disguised for a long time, but now it's coming more and more light on that, and many people are starting to wake up and see, wow, there's actually these rulers here are pretty evil. They're hypocrites, they're liars, they're cheating us. They're telling us to do bad things, and they've been doing bad things, polluting the atmosphere. They get chemtrails, polluting the atmosphere, making people breathe things. All kinds of governments been doing all kinds of weird experiments on the people. I mean, we hear on and on and on, and it's no conspiracy theories. It's actually true. See, so people are waking up, whereas before it was more hidden, and now everything's coming to light. And there's some significant verses in the Bible where Jesus even said there'll be a time where things that have been hidden in the closets will be shouted from the rooftops. See, and that's this particular time. It's called, like they call it, the apocalypse, which is everything comes to light. Evil starts to rise up, and the good rises up, and there's conflict. But there's something else that rises up too. And that's the truly spiritual consciousness, which transcends the good and evil going on in this world. Most people are aligned with one pole or the other, or they're a mixture. Most are a mixture of good and evil, actually, inside, within. See? But there's actually a very pure, very deep understanding and knowledge that transcends the good and evil of this world. And we have the good fortune to be able to broadcast that path, that understanding, that knowledge. It's really wonderful. And anybody who hears this kind of broadcast, this kind, and goes deep into it, you can literally wake up. I mean, all the way wake up, fully awake. And fully awake, it has its symptoms. Fully awake means you become fully, truly happy, and you're not pestered by these, which the Bhagavad Gita defines as the threefold miseries of the body and the mind, miseries caused by other living beings. We all know what those are, miseries caused by nature. See, threefold miseries, and everybody's subjected to it, except those who are taking shelter and learning this deep, very deep transcendental knowledge. Then you get another shelter from those miseries. But most people don't have that shelter. They're always more or less plagued by these miseries. See? So there's miseries in all of these modes of nature. They lessen in the mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, because people get more free and they're more happy, but it's not eternal happiness yet. See? So anyway, it's a very deep subject. We can go into that. This is just touching on the subject a little bit. So the path we're teaching here is really beautiful. It's questions by the sages. If you come to the point when you want to understand and you're open to understanding what's going on behind the scenes, and you're willing to inquire from somebody who is basically more knowledgeable than yourself and has more understanding than yourself about this way and this path and these truths, then you can benefit from this. But usually in the world is encased in false egos. People think they know more or they compete with others, and so not everybody listens. But that's the way. These sages, they met somebody who knew what they were talking about. This person was self-realized. They knew the way that things really were, and they questioned the sage. All right, tell us what do you understand from your experience on this path? Okay? See, what have you realized? See, what is really going on in this world? See, so they're open to listening. See, so and so that's Srimad Bhagavatam. See? Generally, only just like there's a certain section of people who come under the influence of the governments of the world now. They just believe, they listen, and they listen. See, the way of getting control of people is you get them to hear your narrative and your message that you bring forth. So the demoniac persons in the world that are in the mode of passion and ignorance, see, they're covered by that mode. They're very greedy, and they have a lot of these demoniac qualities. They have a kind of a twisted understanding, a kind of a dark knowledge. It's like having jewels on the head of a snake. The jewels are this esoteric knowledge. And if your inside, your heart is not purified, you use that knowledge for personal benefit excessively, and to control and manipulate and to develop great power and influence over others because you want to be like gods. That's the kind of thing. See? So that comes by narratives and by bringing pushing out narratives. And there are people, they get together and they decide what narratives they want the people to hear to gain control of them. So anyway, that's what's going on one level. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Mainstream media has been taken over by the governments, and they preach the same kind of message, whatever they want to program the populace with. Okay, that's kind of what's going on. Now, the other flip side of that is it's also a narrative that sets you free from all of that. So, and it's a narrative that's good for everybody, whoever will listen to it. Doesn't matter whatever you are in this world, if you're consider yourself a good person or you're a bad person, or you think the bad is good or the good is bad, and all this, everything is kind of mixed up here. Okay, that anyone who is confused and wants out, wants freedom, is tired of being in fear and lockdowns and misery and confusions and all that. If you come and listen here, because there's narratives given here, these narratives are from the Bhagavatam. It's a very deep body of knowledge that is accumulation of centuries of deeply considering what is actually true in this world. And many great sages who are very evolved have come to contribute to this body of knowledge. They're called the Vedas. Very wonderful. And these are narratives, these are stories in there, and these stories represent the truths about the world. That's what's really going on beyond speculations and confusions and that kind of thing. And it gives you the tools and the armor and the protection to become free of this Maya. See, that's another subject taught in Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam. This Maya, we're in this world full of Maya, illusions, mirages. See? And it's all because people don't know who they are, that they believe in these illusions and the Maya. Because, see, we're kind of like multi-dimensional beings. There's a spiritual part of us, and there's a material part of us, ourselves. The actual material part is not really, it's real for a time, and it's just energized by our meditation. It keeps the material bodies and situations and stories going on in this world is through giving our energy to it, okay? Giving our mind to it. See? That's why if you look at the Matrix movie, you see in the Matrix movie, especially the first one you can see and the last one, you see people that are used like batteries. See, they're like these energy sources, resources, see, for those who are keeping this illusion going, the ones who are the controllers. See, they feed off the energies of the people. Their meditations is the energy they need to keep the material illusion going. See? So to break that illusion, if you want, that's you got to be like these sages and question things and say, I can't figure out what life is about. I tried, and actually anybody who starts to hear properly and from the proper source here, you'll see for yourself that you would never figure this stuff out on your own. I would never understand what I understand now on my own. I would be walking around in the world pretty much as I was 40 years ago before I got this information. See, just like the people that gain power in the world, they have knowledge. See, whether you're a good person or a bad person, you have a certain kind of knowledge. See, and that knowledge can people they look up to you, and then they follow you because some people where it's basically our nature to follow like this and to live based on our knowledge of what kind of knowledge we have. This kind of knowledge, this kind of understanding gives us the power to transcend this Mahamaya. It's called Mahamaya, big illusion. Okay? Without it, we really can't see our way out of this. I feel so blessed and to have this information and this knowledge. Okay? See, that's how powerful even the title is. Everything. Usually, even one sentence tells volumes. It's pretty amazing. Okay, let me start reading here a little bit. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the chat here because it makes an interesting talk. So if something comes up, write it down. So, I'll read the first verse. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, O Son of Vasudeva, all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. See, this people don't know this. There is like a God, you could look at this God, like the impersonal reflection of this God is like the quantum computer they have in Europe there. They want to feed all the information about all the souls here, all the persons here in this world into that computer. They have track and trace, keep track of everything. They have actually built a computer so powerful that they can do that, and they're very proud of this. Wow, we can track and trace all the bodies and the minds of the world, and they're evolving this material level of consciousness of control, manipulation, and really, it's not for the welfare of everybody. It's not that kind of knowledge. It's for the selfishness of the few, these elites. See, they just use people like cattle. They think that we're just cattle, to be used and to do whatever they want to do with us. See, is that a very high level of consciousness? No, but that's pretty much what's in charge of the world, and this new world order wants to basically create a situation where there's these elites. I mean, it's no conspiracy. They tell you right now, you can go look on the WEF, they want to be the benedictors. And so they control, all the governments are their puppets, practically all of them. You know, maybe 1 out of 1,000 is not their puppet. They've been bought off. This has been a big plan for a long time. Okay. Forgot my point here. What was my point? Let me look back here. Oh yeah. So those persons think they're the controllers. You can listen to this Uriel guy, and he'll tell you right out that actually there's no God in the sky. There's no God in the clouds. It is only us. We're the gods. You know, the cloud is the computer cloud, and you're all going to be in there. I mean, he just frankly tells everybody that, and he's the consultant for Klaus Schwab. Okay. So that's who's ruling. They don't believe in God. They think they are God. See, that's called a demoniac. They don't believe there's a higher force. So this Bhagavatam starts right out and gives a prayer to this Krishna, all pervading Lord. That's one actual manifestation of this God. He's like this huge, I feel, well, he's personal, but this impersonal aspect is this huge awareness and consciousness that is interpenetrating everything, all beings. See, this is where Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, all beings are in me, but I am not in them. That's another thing we'll talk about another time. It's a very deep subject. See, the all-pervading one. But if you're not spiritually conscious, and that's another subject of how to become spiritually conscious, there's a way to get this understanding. Then it'll be hidden from you. You'll be just in whatever illusions you're in. I'm like God. There's no gods. Even good people, even like the demigod types, the ones who are in goodness, often they don't believe in a God either. They're also atheists. There are many New Age people that are, like they're influencers and all this. A lot of them, they don't believe in a God. They some spiritual consciousness they believe in, but not in a God that's actually conscious and that you can relate to, literally. Like, yeah. Anyway, that's what it's all about, a personal relationship with this super conscious personality here. How can we be certain that this material world is an illusion? Ah, great. Quite good. Thank you there, Daphne. So nice. Is an illusion, and God or Krishna and our spiritual soul is real when we can't see or touch it? This is excellent. Oh, thanks, Daphne, for that question. So we'll put this up so people can see it. So question is, how can we be certain that this material world is an illusion and God or Krishna and our spiritual soul is real when we can't see or touch it? Yeah, and that's the reason why we can't it's subtle, so we can't touch it with the body, see, or see it with the material eyes, because it's subtle. It transcends the material level of this vibration here. Okay? So we can't do it like that. So most people, they don't have the qualifications or the qualities or the awakening to perceive what you can't see and hear with the mundane ears and the mundane eyes, which is only able to perceive things of the material world. See? And so we, for many lifetimes, have been looking at things in the world as real, okay, and hearing things in the world which creates our reality. And it's usually a material one created by the influencers, and especially since mass media has come out. especially when, as soon as the radio came out, this started. People who are crafty intelligence, they say, oh, wow, we can broadcast messages and people will hear those messages and we'll program them. It's just kind of like, you've heard of hypnotism. Most people, you go to a hypnotist and he's very good at what he does, right? Hypnotist. And you may be one of those who can be hypnotized. Not everybody seems to be able to be hypnotized. Okay? So, but many people can be. See? And if you go there, you can fall under the influence of a hypnotist if you listen to their narration, hear their talk. So that, like, say, well, there are many crafty people that they want to gain control of the minds of people. They believe that is their mission in life. They want to order things the way they want them or something. And so they hypnotize the people through the media. See, and as we see, many of the masses of people, even intelligent people, even ones who go to college, maybe especially them, see, they become programmed and brainwashed, and they start to accept things that might be bad for them as good for them. They believe the lies as the truth. It's like the CIA said. I heard this. The CIA operator said, well, when we can get people to believe our lies as the truth, we've won. See, because there's a plan. And they got many people to believe the lie, not everybody. Yeah. So some people come under the influence of this constant brainwashing of the same kind of narratives and messages over and over and over again. They even teach it in the New Age. Even if you study New Age teachings, they talk about the repetition of words. Okay, will create your reality. So if you that's what they've done. That's why you see people, they're living in various kind of similar realities. Especially the masses, they follow the herd. They live in the same kind of houses. They believe, oh yeah, it's about always having whatever they have, and believing what they believe. A lot of people believe they have their own beliefs, but often their beliefs are taken on by people who don't have their best interest in mind. So this is called Mahamaya. See, this is called the big illusion. Big one. See? So the way out of it is to hear the messages in the Bhagavatam. See, then you got a speaker here. So we speak and discuss the Bhagavatam and these truths. And what happens is gradually you get purified and your heart opens. See, and you get purified of things that are keeping your spiritual heart closed. So that's not being awakened, and therefore you can't perceive that Krishna is really real, and this path is real, and these teachings are real. But if you come and you listen long enough, just like you can become, it's like a two-edged sword. If you hear narrations from people who are material motivated and have material expectations and plans, material plans, and are not really there for you, and they're trying to harm you and hurt you, all in the name of being good, like hypocrisy like this. It's like I quoted this morning the Psalms. Blessed are those who don't sit in the council of the wicked. Well, many people are now. They sit in the council. They're being counseled by their TVs, by the movies, and by mainstream media, by the politicians. See, they're sitting in that council listening and believing. See? And what happens? You get a wicked result, something that is not good for you, even though they're saying, oh, this is very good for you to get these things. See, and they believe, oh, okay, you do it. Look how many people are regretting that now. Look how people who are, being praised that didn't get that. They think, wow, how did you withstand that? Well, I don't know. It was easy for me. I mean, if I was in a situation where I needed a job and all that stuff, I would have said, oh, I'll just go on the street. I mean, I wouldn't take any of that. And I could see the lie. I saw they're all liars. But that's the protection I get personally because of my depth of this relationship with this path and these teachings and this connection and communion. I really have this counselor living inside me, and this protects me in so many ways. And can also, if anybody comes here, if you don't have that protection fully, you will get it. Many of my students and disciples, yeah, they're this type. We follow this path. If you you should come and see if you want. I mean, you could be a well-wisher. You don't have to be a disciple. Some people don't want to be, but if you, this is the way this path is taught. If you're not self-realized, if you're not empowered and instructed, and you can't show the other people and teach them like and communicate and transmit this potency to wake people up where they got their hearts opened up, then yeah, you have no business being a real teacher or a guru like on this path. Not really. But that's all here. So people, I mean, you should be honest. If you have some doubts about whether this is real, and if I'm preaching properly, and if I'm a megalomaniac or just an honest teacher, you got to come and you got to listen and determine that. And that's just how it works. These sages did the same thing. They sat in front of this person. They inquired from him, to listen and to hear and to see what they can understand. Okay? So this verse, again, like everything, even one little sentence is full of volumes. O my Lord, so repeat it. O my Lord Krishna, O son of Vasudeva, all-pervading personality of Godhead. So this is one fantastic, wonderful teaching. So is that clear there, Daphne? Let me know if it's still, if you still have a question about that. So this is even in the beginning, it talks about this advanced understanding and realization of God. He's what person that people call God, the impersonal aspect, is this all-pervading aspect of the Lord. Okay? And then there's another aspect of God, which is more personal. See, son of Vasudeva. See, so this is what I've learned. Actually, personally, I was shown that vision, literally a waking vision, lasted 3 weeks, of how God is in everything. And I could understand what Jesus meant when he said, wow, God is the Father, because it feels like that. You feel like, I felt like I was this little particle, but eternally connected to this God, I don't know, it's a great, but it still was a mystery, but I felt connected there with everything. I was a piece of that. Not that it was like that, there was the Father, man, and then there's, this little small son, very small. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, any other questions? This makes a great conversation. See, so coming here, you will learn about this all-pervading aspect as well as the more personal aspect. And the emphasis will be on the personal aspect because that's the juiciest manifestation of the Supreme Being. See, and just by hearing, by getting this knowledge gradually, so one of the principles is by taught in the Bhagavatam in this chapter, in chapter 1, canto 1, chapter 2, verse 18, is by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam, and that's by a realized person who's realizing these deep things, and by service to the devotee, that's simply by hearing even, you can get it. Serving the mission, helping in the mission. All that's troublesome to the heart is eradicated what's troublesome to the heart is ignorance, if not knowing these truths. See, this causes us trouble because we act in erroneous ways, in ways that are not beneficial. And then you got the programming on top of that from TVs and mainstream media and the movies, programming you on a subtle level to act inappropriately and not for your own benefit. Okay? Like these things, we see in the school systems, kids are being programmed, having programmed to be dysfunctional and have gender confusion, and then make wrong conclusions that if they're a woman, they should be make themselves a man. Even at a young age, they should go in and get operations. I mean, it's like so ridiculous. And they're teaching this stuff in school. I mean, this is all out, man. Even Trump said, well, if you elect me, then I will stop this from going on. So we got this big blockbuster movie, and it's not a comedy. Well, it's kind of a comedy, but a sad comedy. Yeah. See, so yeah, we got to get free of those narratives. So the narrative of the Bhagavatam is to give us freedom. The narrative of the Mahamaya, the big illusion, is to put us under the influence of inauspicious life, of identification as a material product or object, or a material mind, or material emotions. It's not a very nice situation. So, Lord Krishna, he is the absolute truth and a primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance, and destruction of the material universes. See, if you realize this, there would be no fight. Because you would see, well, the cause of the sub-causes, see, the sub-causes or the demigods, the ones below the real God, are acting under the direction of that supreme intelligence. See, he's the controller. He's the ultimate controller of the demons and the demigods. See, and also the great sages or devotees. So see how that works. How can that Lord be the creator and the maintainer and the destroyer, to be the primeval cause of that? It's where it all came from, the destruction of the manifested universes. Okay? How can he do that? This people don't know, and that's why they just take a side, because that's the ignorance. See, that misery, that unhappiness, that obstacle can be removed by knowledge. If anybody coming here regularly, you'll know why behind it all is God, and not in the way people think or can think. You just have to hear the explanation. Okay, so the narrative of that is the Lord. See, these are narratives. These are narratives to free you. Otherwise, you're going to hear narratives to put you in more illusion. See? So this is a narrative of freedom. See, so the Lord creates, maintains, and destroys through the demigods. See? The demigod, Lord Brahma, creates. The demigod, the below God, see, they are acting under the orders of the Lord, destroy. See, Shiva, there's different names for Shiva, Parvati, devil, Maya. Destroys. And Vishnu maintains all the living entities. That's the biggest job of all, actually, maintenance. That's why actually Vishnu is a manifestation of the supreme God. Only he could take such a position. No one could take to be able to maintain universes No one can do it. That's why in each universe they have a separate Shiva, a separate Brahma, and the Vishnu is the same Vishnu for all of the universes. Actually, only he can do that job, maintaining. So that's the temporary manifestation. And what's going on here is there's times when there's friction between those who identify as a good person or identify as a bad person. Some bad people identify themselves as good persons, and some, it's all topsy-turvy and inverted and pretty crazy what's going on here in the world. Okay? So the problem is people are in ignorance of that the source that people call God or Krishna or whatever, Christ, whatever, is the ultimate controller of everything in this material universe and manifestation. He's the cause of it all. Okay? How does this work? So how can we understand this narrative and come to believe in it? Believe it as a very logical, reasonable explanation. Well, one way is just like we're persons and we have a body, right? We cast a shadow, and when the light is upon us, we cast a shadow. Is the shadow more real than what we are when our body, or is the shadow kind of a dark thing that doesn't really represent us very clearly? It's a dark thing. Well, that's the same thing with the true Lord. The true God casts a shadow, and this shadow is called the Maya. This is the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the manifested universes. This is the Lord's shadow working here. Okay? And people have taken shelter of the shadow. See, they've taken shelter of the shadow, and the shadow is feeding them narratives of delusion, delusional narratives that cannot help people become free of this very easily. See? So the living beings, we're individual spirit souls. We've fallen into this situation. See? We've fallen into this, and we've been like fallen into a washing machine of these energies. And so as you read Bhagavad Gita, the soul is very small, the size of an atom. See another information we get. And it's overwhelmed by this Maya very easily, and just and starts to identify with this illusionary energy and potency. Okay? So that's why the Lord comes as himself, as Krishna, Lord Caitanya, Shiva, different manifestations, Ram. And he comes as his devotees also. He comes as a realized soul, that's of saints and everything, who have a spiritual connection with the Lord, where there's not this creation, maintenance, and destroying going on. That's not happening in the spiritual world. In the spiritual level and dimension of being, there's only maintenance. There's only feasting. Can you imagine that? Well, we show that here every day, only feasting. That's our just maintaining, because the spiritual world always was. You, me, and everybody else in this material manifestation are spirit souls. We've always existed. There's no creation for the soul. There's only creation of a body that the souls are inhabiting, and they're putting their attention and their meditation on Mahamaya because of ignorance, because they don't have this knowledge. Knowledge that we've explained here just in just a few minutes. See, they don't know, they don't have this deeper knowledge, these deeper truths. See, so you need these deeper truths. You need to hear these narratives of freedom. Otherwise, you see the narratives of prison that put you in a prison. So, yeah, and a lot of people, it's not always easy because people, we've been screwed so much and cheated and everything to believe what some guy here with a t-shirt is speaking to you about. Is you want to be careful, and that's intelligent actually. So I say, follow the path. Give this a 30-day challenge. If you want to learn anything or discover anything, you got to spend some time at this. Otherwise, if you just come like once and then, oh, that's just like anything else. Well, I say this is more than just anything else. I say this can change your whole life for the better. I say if you stick around long enough, you'll see the kind of things I see, how this is just good fortune upon good fortune upon good fortune. I'll give me a chance, and I'd like to show people that there is more happiness here than you can get anywhere, than anywhere I could get. You can check it out yourself. Everything's by your realization, by your understanding. But you got to hear the narratives of freedom from the Bhagavatam. I also live by these narratives. See? And if you do also, you'll get the same result I get. Very ecstatic, blissed out, you feel very protected in this world and no fear. Yeah, better and better. Yeah, I feel like I got to stop. Yeah, I think I got to stop for a while. We'll continue on later. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And yeah, if you have any comments or questions, you can send me something. So we'll play the Fanny song here, and we'll end it. Mm.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come